What up? It's the girl, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the process of letting go and why it's so important for you to not stay attached to anything. And we're going to have some fun while we do it. This is Galvanized Awakening. I go by the girl. I'm here to help support and encourage you on your spiritual journeys. A couple of weeks ago, I shared a video on unconditional love. While I was editing that video, I realized I gotta circle back to something. I believe it was the fourth tip. I was talking about not being a doormat just because you have unconditional love for somebody. If you realize a relationship is no longer healthy for you, sometimes you have to love people from a distance. I mentioned saying, listen to your gut, follow your instincts. If it's telling you it's not right anymore, let it go. What I realized was I really minimized the difficulty in making such a decision. You know, we can know in our hearts that it's time for us to let somebody that we love go, but it's not as easy as just doing that. I want us to discuss what does it mean to listen to your intuition, and also why is it so important that we let people that we love go in the first place. We'll start with the latter. A Course in Miracles says, you should live so that God is free to arrange temporary human constellations as he sees fit. Whoa. What does that mean? Sometimes we like to think that people are meant to be in our lives indefinitely, and God has a different plan in mind. Some people that we think are meant to be by our side forever are really only meant to be there for a season or two. Sometimes people are there for multiple seasons in your life at different times, different dynamics that you experience together. For each time period that you are in each other's lives, that should be the time that you appreciate. We shouldn't hold on to this idea that people are meant to be part of our lives actively for longer than God has planned. Sometimes we need to let go of each other for each party to grow into the next version of their selves. Gabrielle Bernstein says, we hold on to and control our circumstances for one reason and one reason only. We want to feel safe. And that's understandable. I mean, it's scary walking into the unknown. This is also where true faith comes into play. By having an understanding that God intended for us to have multiple interactions with all different kinds of people in order for us to have different kinds of experiences for us to grow. Having that reassurance that there's a greater purpose at play than what you think or what you can even begin to imagine helps to soften the blow of letting go of someone that you love. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. There's a universal plan that we know nothing about. Frankly, it's not for us to know anything about. You have no idea what kind of impact your decisions and choices make for the ultimate flow of life. How can the universe bring you the types of relationships that you truly want if you're not willing to let go of the ones that you don't? Have faith that by making a decision to cherish your worth and only keeping people in your life that value you to the same degree that you value them is part of God's plan. I'm gonna get a little vulnerable with you guys. I'm a highly emotional person. A hyper empath is what they call me. I feel emotions, a lot of emotions, a lot of the time. I cry a lot. I feel emotions very, very deeply. One of the bonuses that come with this super feeler power of mine is I have a crazy strong intuition. Wild, which I just found out. I'm also clairsentient. I feel when the good Lord is telling me to let go of something that is no longer serving me. To describe it to you all, because honestly, I thought everybody had this feeling like I get. It's kind of like feeling butterflies. You know how like for like somebody you care about, but instead of feeling good, it doesn't. It feels bad, really bad. It's kind of like I'll get this feeling of like a lightly clenched fist in my gut at the onset of a decision that is difficult for me to make. A lot of times, I already know what that feeling is telling me, but to keep it real, sometimes I'm not trying to listen to God. Sometimes I'm not trying to hear what he's telling me to do because I don't feel like I'm ready to let go of what it is I'm being told no longer is supposed to be in my life. Not because I don't trust in God's plan, but because I don't feel like I'm ready to no longer have this person in my life. So I'll have this struggle. The longer I ignore it, the stronger the feeling gets. Every interaction, the feeling just keeps growing stronger and stronger and more prominent to the point where I'm physically uncomfortable having this person near me. My discomfort is so unpleasant. I have no choice but to make a change. And as soon as I finally make the decision, say the words, change the situation, whatever the case may be, the pain goes away. My soul stops me from engaging in relationships that I'm no longer supposed to be in. Like I physically can't, even if I wanted to. It's a growing discomfort of knowing our time with each other is done. So I have to honor it. We're all capable of having this strong sense of intuition and of being able to connect with your inner being in such a way that empowers you to make decisions that are difficult for you to make. I highly encourage all of you to try to connect more with your inner being. Meditation helps paying attention to those little inklings of those gut feelings. And before you know it, it'll grow and grow and grow. And you'll also be able to feel more confident in the decisions you make because your gut is literally telling you what to do. Tip number 1, make the decision. You have to decide for yourself how it is that you want to have people in your life. I made the decision that I was no longer going to tolerate people not treating me in the same regard that I treat them. If you value somebody as gold, it doesn't make sense to accept being treated as anything less than. If somebody is showing you the degree that they see you as, you have to accept it. People don't have to treat you the way that you want them to treat you. And you don't have to accept people being in your life that aren't going to treat you the way you want them to treat you. That's the reality. Come to a place of making a decision from a state of peace. There's no hard feelings, but if it's not going to be equally reciprocated, I'm no longer going to tolerate having you be active in my life. And I'm also not going to dumb down my levels of love just to keep up with your speed. Because what happens then is you're inevitably going to be disappointed because at some point there is going to be a mis-expectation. Is it a fair expectation? Not really, because they've already shown you how they value you. So it's really not a fair expectation to have, but it's natural and okay for you to have this because you should expect people to treat you to a certain standard. But they've shown you that they're not going to do so. So you can't be surprised when they consistently keep showing you the same over and over. You don't need it. You got to make a decision. Decide for yourself that you're worth it. You're worth it to have people in your life that are willing to value you to the same degree that you value them. Tip number 2, it's okay to be sad about it. Feel your feeling. It's okay to feel disappointed, hurt, whatever the case may be. It's okay to have emotion regarding that decision. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, but at the same time, know that those feelings are temporary and work through them. Also, have a knowing that this is for your best interest and the universe has a bigger plan in store for you. Don't let the fear of loss or grief cause you to remain stagnant and prevent you from attracting the kinds of relationships that you do want. Final words from the girl. Loving unconditionally means you sometimes have to make the difficult decision of letting somebody that you love go. And that's okay. By holding on to a relationship that is no longer serving you is only hurting you. By keeping someone in your life that is not treating you up to your standards, you're sending out mixed signals to the universe. Fine-tune your frequency by trusting that the dynamic that you do want is going to reach you once you let go of the ones that you don't. All right, my peoples, let me know in the comments down below how strong your intuition is. As always, subscribe, like, share it with a friend, help expand our community. I'm here to help support and encourage you on your spiritual journeys. With that being said, it's the girl. It's the girl.